No, it has only generated hate,
Bitterness.
more hate, bitterness, and it's like we have a country at war with itself.
Wow. So
Mm.
I see where you're carrying the discussion about more focus on education, but are you of the view that the present leadership or the present government has not done enough where intervention and social programs are concerned as a means to alleviate crime? In thinking about when you were once
About
secure.
crime, you're talking about.
Mhm.
The first thing I, I mean, I understand we're coming into an election season.
Yes.
I have my views, and you have yours. Other people have theirs.
Hmm.
But I believe part of the problem that is preventing us from finding our solutions is that we don't look enough at the long sweep of historical time.
Hmm.
From the time the country got independence,
Yes.
every decade, irrespective of the administrations,
Hmm.
the crime has
You, sir.
doubled.
Yes.
The rate of murders and violent crime has doubled. Can show it in the statistics.
Hmm.
What that is saying to us is that over that long period, we have not really addressed the fundamentals of the problem. Right? No, it is an issue that I
Just
believe.
Phillips, let me
Mm,
just say something to them here. If you're seeing Peter Phillips on the screen, it is not a technical issue from our end. But when Dr. Phillips was signing on, he possibly didn't put his doctor in front of his name. So sincere apologies, chat and viewers. It was not meant to be a disrespect to Dr. Peter Phillips. Please to understand. All right? Yes, let us continue tonight.
yes. So what we have is that we have not addressed the problem sufficiently. No, we
Mm-hmm.
have to recognize that in large measure, we have to have policing. We have to have competent policing. For over too many years, we have kind of had a style of policing that has been really to go into the communities of poor people and just beat up a whole heap of youth,
Mm.
grab up a whole heap of youth. Hmm?
Shoot and kill them, murder them.
You know, yeah, man, go to dance, mash it up, close it down, and think. Now, it has only generated hate,
Bitterness.
more hate, bitterness, and it's like we have a country at war with itself.
Wow.
Yeah? Now, you have to, I am of the view that while you have to have effective policing,
Mm-hmm.
intelligence led policing, and intelligent policing, you
Yes.
also have to address the causes of crime, this bitterness, this sense that you have been abandoned by the society that
Mm-hmm.
so many young people have, and bring them back into the operations. And you will see that where we have had the successes in particular communities, we
Yes.
have been able to do that. The government, I think, in this Zozo program,
Mm-hmm.
has kind of recognized it in a sense, but at the same time, they were not giving the support and the energies to things like the peace management initiative,
Yes.
the social intervention
Program.
programs that were around, and have, I believe, made that adjustment. So this is one area, and I'm agreeing with you, where the society needs to just come together and agree what kind of policing we want, how much we're going to invest in it, because modern policing is not a beat down and shoot kind of operation. It is a system of identifying
Mm-hmm.
through intelligence the organized criminals, and most of the serious crime is organized crime. Targeting those people, I don't mean target to shoot,
Yes.
target to apprehend
Mm-hmm.
and lock up, build the case. You might need some extraordinary measures to take some of those people off the street while you build the case against them. But
Mm-hmm.
it can't be that one man with a uniform decide to be judge and executioner.
But when an administrator or the administration says to the police force, you have the option to tell them, meet thy maker or meet thy judge. Don't you find that hardness by the executive, that hardball leadership of the executive has given leverage to the the security forces to operate the way in which they're doing presently?
Well, I think that again, it might, many might like it, but having had responsibility for the police and having represented communities of a lot of wonderful human beings,
Mm-hmm.
young men and women
Mm-hmm.
who who are human beings. Some of them have fallen into bad habits, but don't get me wrong, in some of our communities,
Yes.
violence is so all pervasive
Mm-hmm.
that when you go into school, the average youth find a weapon to put in his school bag or in his pocket so people don't take away him lunch money and beat him up on the way to school and that. And we're learning all of these things.
Yes.
That's point one. We have to get in there, and when that youth gets into this bad habit from the time I'm going to primary school and
Mm-hmm.
then grow bigger and continues this lifestyle, the answer is not to kill him off,
Mm. But to reform him.
but to intervene. So
Mm.
that's one side of the equation. On the other side of it, make no doubt about it,
Yes.
the policeman and woman out there that we send into some communities are facing real criminals with real guns.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes the guns bigger than the gun that the police have. eh?
Yes.
And those police are as afraid as any human being would be if somebody shooting a AK-47 at you and
Mm.
chatting. I mean, I've had occasion to talk to the psychologists dealing with the police and how they cope with the sense of the whole of being at war and being out there to go out there and put their life on the line
Yes.
to secure our communities.
Yes.
So the approach to the solution that we want, I don't think should be one where each side of the problem just cuss the other side.
Mm-hmm.
That is why, in fact, I took measures to establish the peace management initiative when I did it, Bishop Era
Those
Blair.
intervention programs that you did when you are security minister, this government has done nothing to sustain those.
Well, they haven't done enough in my view. But again, I don't mind an election campaign coming about. Everybody put their side on the problem. But I tell you something. You asked me about my feeling of 32 years.
Yes.
I think we have spent too much time abusing each other as a country
Mm-hmm.
and as, green and orange and everything. And there is reason for us to be critical of one side or the other, no perfection on either side. But we have to find some things about which we can come to agreement about.
What are those things that we need to come to agreement
I
about?
said one is education.
Education.
You said crime, and I agree with that too. I
Mm-hmm.
think economic development and how we include everybody in a program of economic development so that we end up with a pattern of development that offers the prospect of high wages, a
Mm.
high wage economy, economic development that is not an economic development strategy that everybody can agree on. I am pleased that, and it is true that the unemployment numbers have gone down. But
Okay.
let us not confuse ourselves
Mm-hmm.
about the fact that there is a lot of what you can call underemployment. Saying that somebody has worked 1 hour in the past week and calling that person employed, or because you're not looking for a job because you have two banana and five orange
Mm-hmm.
that you sit down at the roadside and sell it.
Mm-hmm.
Without quarreling with the numbers, we know that we have too many people doing that kind of thing. And
Yes.
that and glad as I am that they're not starving, but that is not really what you mean when you say full employment, like when you are in a developed country,
Country. Mm-hmm.
right? And that you have also another side of young people. Estimates are, well, young and not so young, but you have about 200,000
Yes.
or so people that not even looking to work. Them just into doing little hustling, little scamming, little, crime, little coke dealing and whatnot. Them not into anything at all. So we need that honest discussion about how we're going to get which sectors of our economy we're going to push
Mm-hmm.
that people can get the kind of wages that they need because you can't just increase the wages if you're not earning through exports something that allows you to pay it,
Mm-hmm.
you know and so we have to figure out which areas of the economy we're going to target for investment. We're going to have to figure out getting the bureaucracy out of the way because sometimes it just gum up decision making. Sometimes if you want to get, a lady, and I won't mention which part of the country, but who I had to go and see for medical, a nurse, you know,
Yes.
and she said she apply, go through the system. She want to add a little something to her house. It
Mm.
would make it would make it would make some people get a little work when she expand her house.
Mm-hmm.
But she put it through to the parish council. Months come, months go, months that she can't get anything. She was wondering if I knew anybody could help to get
Mm-hmm.
the thing. No, it shouldn't be so.
True.
And the bureaucracy in our system is holding up everybody from this little nurse to the agriculturalists that want to get access to buy some land
Mm-hmm.
to invest and grow sorrel or something and have a hell of a problem in getting that.
Bureaucracy
Or the
before.
people who want to put up a little hotel in a small hotel in
Mm-hmm.
some parts of the country and have the same problem with getting approvals. We have a problem with too much bureaucracy
The
getting
bureaucracy.
in the way of decision making. And there's another problem with bureaucracy because truth is, we all know that oftentimes them hold up the business of your decision to get your thing just because of Bandolo.
Oh,
Country, I mean, you don't know that?
yeah, man. We
Yeah.
all know about the Bible, is it? Mm-hmm.
And all of those things are things that set back our prospects for economic growth and development.